Hey guys, what's happening? So it's been a while since I made a F250 video, but the other day I was driving this thing and the right front passenger side tire front completely locked up, man. Not completely, but I mean I was able to barely lug home. I had to pull over a couple times, but yeah, I noticed I was like on the freeway and it started kind of pulling kind of funny, kind of weird when I hit the brakes. Then it felt like it was dragging, and you know, this truck is 20 years old, and I've never actually replaced the calipers on this thing. I didn't buy it new. I think it was probably like 8 years old when I bought it already. So, yeah, so it's 20 years old. I mean, it's 2006, so it's basically 20 years old. I've never changed the brake fluid in it, so, you know, I live at the beach too, where it's hydroscopic. But if you're not familiar with my channel, my channel is more like a troubleshooting channel. Yeah, I fix a lot of different things. I mean, I fix electronics, CB amps, you know, 3D printers and like CNC machines and all the different stuff. But yeah, my channel is really more of just like a troubleshooting channel. It's not really I'm not into one specific thing. I'm just kind of just fixing problems all day long. So yeah, I gotta take these tires off. I gotta see the damage, see if I can recover it. Maybe I can recover the brake rotor. Not sure, but yeah, I got some rebuild kits, seal kits for the calipers. Like, this stuff has really gone up in price a lot, man, since, I don't know, since COVID, I guess. Yeah, the calipers now are like over $100. I mean, this is a big heavy-duty truck, so stuff is actually more expensive than a smaller car, but yeah, even like the rotors are expensive, so hopefully I can salvage it for pretty cheap. And then I recently had replaced some brake pads probably a few months ago. And that's usually what happens when you push. I'm assuming there's some kind of debris in there, some kind of debris in the rotor or in the caliper. So that's locking it up, or it didn't sit right. It's not sitting flush, and it kind of bound up the piston. So, all right, I'm gonna see if I can get this tire off. I'll show you what's going on here. Yeah, one thing I noticed is that this thing got so hot that it loosened up the lugs. Not a lot, but I mean we're talking they were on there, but the expansion and the contraction. So. Alright, take a look at this. Yeah, this thing was like super overheated. When it was locked up, I came over here and I was pounding with my hammer to try to unfree it. I pulled over a couple times. But this will kind of show you how hot the rim got. Because the heat from the braking system is, you know, this is right on the rotor, so it transfers the heat right over, you know, into the rim. But look at the weights. This is the weight. So it looks like it slid down. It got so hot. It slid down, but then when I took the tire off, they all came just fall off. So maybe I can glue those back on there, use sticky tape or whatever. But yeah, look at that. That's gnarly. I'm gonna see if I can push this piston back a little bit just to make it easier to come off. You know, I mean, it was breaking a little bit odd, but I mean, I was able to push back the piston, so it just felt like it wasn't, you know, like with a piston, right? When you clamp down. And then when you release the pedal, it opens up again slightly, just so you're not, you know, creating much of drag. So, I don't know what happened here, man. All right, you can tell that the brake pads are pretty new. But take a look at this thing. Look at these are the seals right here, right? They're just ash. Look at that. Yeah, I hope I didn't warp my rim. But yeah, it's just totally. I mean, I bought the seal kit, so wow. Well, I'm going to take these apart. Like I said, I want to see what's inside of them, and then yeah, I'm going to do a flush now. Flush of the fluid. So one of the issues with the brake fluid is it's hydroscopic. That means it absorbs water, and then over time, the water in your brake fluid it will boil. Like when you brake, right? It will actually boil. It lowers the boiling temperature of the fluid. But at the same time, it allows rust to form inside the thing. So I'm thinking of maybe a piece of debris. I don't know, but it didn't seem like it was locked up. I was able to push the pistons back. So what happened here? All right, so it's pretty obvious to see which one stuck is. So usually what I do is I pump them so I can get the pistons out. But you can see this one's obviously stuck and this one pushed out. So, all right, I'm going to take this piston out, drain the fluid. I'm going to take this whole thing off, the whole caliper off. And hopefully I can get that piston out. I hope you can see that, all that rusty debris in there. Well, that stuff will lock up the caliper. So a lot of times I notice that when you do a brake job, sometimes you'll disturb that debris and it'll get locked up into a piston. So I think that's might have what happened here. Here's a closer look. I mean, it's not as good as the sunlight, but then you can see that just how destroyed these seals were. Alright, so I'm going to see if I can get this. It's going to be hard to get this one out because it's stuck, so I can't. I'll just try to get my screwdriver, pop it open like that, you know, get some leverage on it. Yeah, well, if you guys are wondering, I mean, I'm doing this really cheap route. So I'm just going to get a couple rebuild kits. I might clean up the rotors a little bit. I mean, to do all this, all new components, I'm looking at probably maybe like $600 maybe. Because I'd have to get 2 new rotors. Each of these calipers are about $100 each. So maybe even more, maybe $600 or $700 if I wanted rotors, calipers, brake pads, all the above, you know. So it's like $700 or versus $20. Awesome. So I was able to get the other piston out of the little compressed air. So I had to support this piston in there. And as soon as I hit it with on the bleeder screw, and I put my thumb over the hole, basically I put my thumb over the main inlet, and then I put my air compressor on that little bleeder screw. Yeah, because I was trying to do it by hand with the screwdrivers, man, it wasn't budging. So yeah, so that's cool, that works. I don't see any major damage to these things, so I'm just gonna resend it, reuse it. Take the seals out of there. It's just kind of basically what you do when you buy a remanufactured caliper. This is kind of exactly what they're doing. They're just basically doing a resale kit and check and everything. Alright, so while this, I just put the caliper in some soap and water. And then, so I'm going to do this right side, or the driver's side. Same thing, I'm going to take the caliper off and then take it apart. This one didn't lock up, so, but I'm going to clear, I mean, if this other one had that much rust and debris in it, I'm going to clean a bolt out and flush the whole system. Alright, this might be difficult to get on camera, but because I already had the other caliper off, I can't use the brake pedal to push these ones out on the driver's side. So I'm going to actually remember like what I showed you before. I'm going to put it in the bleeder screw, and the reason why I have this stuff here is in case one piston pops out first, you know, it's not going to open up and basically let all the air out. It's going to prevent it's going to hopefully push them both out at the same time. But if one pushes out first, you know, with the one with less resistance, then it's going to try the other one. So I'm going to go in the bleeder screw, put my finger over the main inlet hole, and we'll see. Actually, we'll see in the camera if I have my hand over it. Alright, let's try that. Oh, not budging at all. There we go. Round 2. So I have that one on that one. Finger over the bleeder screw. Into the... It's gonna be difficult. Alright, remember, I didn't get a camera, but you guys get the idea here. Sit down here, put one of my lathe tools in there. Get that out of there. Alright, so I'm gonna put the banjo bolts in there, and because the pistons will fit in my ultrasonic cleaner, I'm gonna do that. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys the other caliper, the driver's side caliper. Yeah, same thing, rust and debris in there. You know, I don't know when you're actually, because the only way to get this debris out of the brakes, even if you just, you know, you just have to, even if you were to flush your fluid, it wouldn't get this debris out. The debris would just stay stuck in the piston. So, I mean, this is just normal. There's nothing you can really do about it. Yeah, you might be able to reduce it a little bit by changing the fluid to get less, you know, get the water out of the brake fluid, but yeah, this is just inevitable here. I almost forgot to mention, I'm also doing the slide pins. Like this one was really stick, especially with the caliper goes to, and it goes back and forth. So I'm going to ultrasonic clean those too. Alright, so this actually one had some rust in the bottom of it. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I'm going to take my little air grinder here, or air die grinder, and use a brush. But this is, I mean, I don't ever pay anybody to work on my stuff, so I always just buy the tool. Yeah, so I have these, I mean, I bought this probably 20 years ago. But, alright, so I got to get in there and get that rust out. You know, I'm not even bouncing around everywhere, but, yeah, I'm actually, because I'm cleaning and rebuilding parts, this surface needs to be perfectly smooth, because this is the side that runs on the seal. So if this side is not smooth and you have pitting here, then you might as well just get new calipers, because they'll just leak. So this actually is what needs to be perfectly flat. So I'm going to run this on my buffer real fast. You know what I meant by buffer? I meant this thing right here. This cloth buffer. Yeah, you don't want to do it on a wire wheel because this feels like it's aluminum or cast something. It's definitely not machine, it's cast, whatever it is. And you don't want to take any material off, so be really gentle here. Alright, so here's what I'm talking about. I might, because it's so light, I might be able to sand that out a little bit. Sand it just slightly a little bit. Because I want to get those grooves out of there. Yeah, I see the little grooves. They're going the wrong way too, well, because it's going to leak. Even though they weren't even leaking though, so I don't know. But, I mean, they're very minor. But I'm going to sand it out a little bit. I'm kind of running out of light, but this thing was 20 years overdue. So I'm just using this. This is where the pin goes, the caliper pin. Kind of going back in. So it's hard to show you to get the seals. And I already got one on. Just got to kind of push it in there. Kind of get it in there down. At first it might seem like the seal's too big, but once you get it all in there, it will go. And once you're done with that, you got to lube them up with brake fluid. Yeah, it doesn't want to. There it goes. It's almost like it feels like the seal's too big, but it will get in there. I gotta make sure it's not flipped around though. As I poured a little brake fluid out and just lubed everything up. Even the outside of the piston. Even though this is hydroscopic, but you're gonna tear the seals up if you're not lubricated. So in the last one, there was I designed a tool for it, a 3D printed a tool out, but yeah, I can get on without that because like you have to get this in before you get the piston in because it locks the seal in place once the piston's in. Alright, so I had to switch to silicone grease. These things are actually not even metal. These ones are actually like ceramic material, I've noticed. Alright, I'm just getting them in there. Maybe they do these because it's like, I don't know, it's like a newer technology, or it's for the F250. It's like a bigger truck, so for towing. Better lighting here, but yeah, this is the trick. You pop the seal from the top down, and then go like that. I usually start with this brake tool because it keeps it flat against the face of the other side, and I twist it in, and then once I run out of room or reach with this one, I switch over to the C-clamp. Alright, so I just pumped all the brake fluid out of the lines, the front lines. Like I said, once I'm done with the front brakes, I'll go back to the back and bleed the back brakes, the old stuff through. Alright, so on the caliper pins, I'm going to put a little caliper grease on there. It's made by, yeah, I don't know, it's like local auto parts brand. Alright, alright, so I use a little 3M sticky tape to get these weights back on. This stuff is crazy sticky. Yeah, this truck takes a lot of fluid, so yeah, these are huge brakes. You know, it's designed for towing, so I've already gone through a 32 ouncer of brake fluid, so I'm actually going to go back and flush the thing, so I'm guessing probably 64 ounces maybe to fully flush it. I guess I'm not going to bleed those back brakes. I just realized I'm down there getting ready to flush it out, and I got to replace the back ones too, man. Pretty jacked up. I mean, real low. So I guess all that mountain driving, I was going up and down to Big Bear, up in the mountains, really high up there, you know, snow up there, ski resort area, and yeah, I guess it really just, you know, blew up. I mean, you're going down a mountain for a long time, so it's gonna burn up those brakes. But yeah, I saved a lot of money by not having to buy all this new stuff. You know, $20 versus like $500. So yeah, because I'd rather take the money, it's $500, and spend it on tools, radios, yeah, whatever. So. Alright, so hope this video helps somebody. Like I said, all I had to do is like rebuild the calipers, $10 each for the kids. Put the links down below where I got it on Amazon. But yeah, these trucks are, because everything's so heavy duty, man, it's way more difficult than your typical like car. It's like a whole different thing. Like the early Bronco here, like the brakes are tiny compared to those things. So alright, hopefully this video helps somebody. Awesome.